Hello, folks. I am back with a firearms comparison. To me, this month is 45 ACP month, and that's because I'm dedicating most of this month to shooting 45 ACP, which is one of my favorite calibers. But it started last week with the Banshee, and you see this comparison here. I'm going to have two more other comparisons, or three other more comparisons, and also maybe a new 45 ACP in the flock coming up soon. So right now, what you see here is the Sig Sauer Emperor Scorpion Carry and the Kimber Aegis Elite. Uh, I chose both of these because they were at the similar price point. I was looking to do add the Guardian, the Dan Wesson Guardian, but I decided not to because I wanted something that was closer to the same price point. I'm not going to go through all the stats. It's not going to be really necessary at this point. Uh, as you see, both of these firearms, they are both checked, so safety checked, so you don't have to worry about that. Uh, both of these firearms, of course, shoot the 45 ACP. They're both in the commander size. I prefer the commander size now. I won't go any lower than the commander size. Instead of, I had some issues with the 3-inch models of firearms. So this is the optimum size for carry as well. Also, if you notice, if you look at both of these are considered the glamorous firearms, or the glam guns, because they have this either pretty aesthetics on the outside or whatnot. But that doesn't mean anything unless both of these firearms can shoot. Another quick comparison that you see, they both have a rounded butt or rounded heel, if you will. That's another thing that's going to be different about this from other 45 ACPs. Okay, let's start with the Emperor Scorpion Carry. The Emperor Scorpion Carry is pretty much almost traditional, and I say almost. I'll explain that. It has your regular GI plug in the front with the barrel bushing. Like I said earlier, there is the curve backstrap, and also you have your really nice checkering up around in here. These are the standard grips that come with it, and I like the way the black and gold circle tone looks together. Now that you see on this side, you'll notice that this external extractor. This is not pretty much standard with 1911s. SIG and I believe Smith and Wesson are the only ones that have the external extractor. I'm pretty sure I might be missing a few other companies. Uh, Also racking this back, as you'll see, this has the safety plunger in the back, which is some people frown on that if you're a 1911 purist, and it fits pretty well in the hand. It does have a Novak style sight. It is a night sights from, I guess these are the SIG light sights that SIG produces. And I know a lot of people are not fond of these particular sights because there's nowhere to uh, rack this on your belt or your boot or whatever the case may be. Now, the slide release is a little bit bigger than usual, which is a pretty good thing. This also, if you're looking a little closer here, this is the safety here. It's a little smaller than your standard 1911 safety. So this is a really good firearm. I really like it, and it has been flawless through all of my shooting so far. I just reached roughly 1,000 rounds with this one, and the Kimber here has the same round count as well, but there are a little few differences with this. It does have the same rounded backstrap and the nice checkering. I find that the checkering on both of these are pretty much even. This might be a little more thicker. Like if you look, I don't know if you can see it, but to me the checkering on the Kimber looks a little wider, just slightly wider, but not by much. Uh, And like I said, there are some differences. Uh, Now, racking back the slide, you see here, this is not traditional. As you know, with some Kimbers and other firearms, there is a full-length guide rod. Now, this guide rod they have is a special type of guide rod, which are mainly in the Kimbers in their uh, what they call their Pro series or your um, Ultra series. It's a captured spring in there. It's like a dual captured spring, and you would have to use like a tool that looks like a paper clip to break this down. I don't know if you can see where the hole is right there. So you would have to do that. What I do like is the bull barrel. Now I'm really getting addicted to bull barrels because I've been shooting my bull shadow a lot. But Kimber had these on a lot of their firearms. These bull barrels, and what it does, it helps decrease recoil and muzzle flip of the weight of the barrel as well as the guide rod that's right here. This has a little more of a. These are the sights that are on this. The fiber optic sights. You have it in the back and in the front. I'll get into what happened with the front in a little while ago. In a little while, that is. So it does have some great aesthetics with it. Like I said, that is not pretty much traditional. I did forget to show you back here. I don't know if you could see it. Back here, there is no safety plunger in this particular firearm because Kimber is kind of funny. They make certain firearms with safety plungers and some without safety plungers. Anything that's like a 2, like the CDP 2, the Raptor 2, or anything like that, they're going to have that safety plunger in the back, and that's their designation. But on this particular firearm, this one, and I think two other Kimbers I have, or three other Kimbers I have, do not have the safety plunger. Like I said, it would be in the rear here, and as you see, it's not there as it is with the SIG. And of course, this is the standard internal uh, uh, internal extractor. So it's not like on the SIG where you see there's the external extractor. Now there's two schools of thoughts on both of these both methods of extractors, and the two schools of thoughts are some people think it's easier to work with the extractor on this one, and some people say it's a reassurance that a round could be extracted properly with this particular firearm. And like I said, there's two school of thoughts, and a lot of people will debate that with you or whatnot. Your traditionalists are going to say they would like the regular internal extractor. So whether you think it's better for reliability, it's up to the shooter. And again, some people think you can tune these extractors better. So, what did I think about both of these firearms? Both of these firearms are excellent, very excellent firearms. I've had no malfunctions in either one of these firearms at the range. I have, like I said, I just reached 1,000 rounds with both of these. So both of these firearms are really good. I was considering using one of these as a carry option, and I'll let you know which ones that I think will be a carry option. And I'm going to get to the point of showing you the targets, and because I had something to talk about both of these, how they pretty much shot. Okay, I would like to apologize for not having any film footage. I planned to do it. I had a problem with my camera, so I went out there and shot anyway. But however, there will be shooting footage later on, and I will be doing that with my future 45 films. Okay, let's start here. This was roughly at 10 yards. This particular target, this is from the Emperor Scorpion carry, and 10 yards are shot pretty well over here, and I really don't think I did that bad with that particular firearm. I'm used to shooting tighter groups. Now I'm starting off cold, so you'll see another target where I'm not cold shooting. Right here, I'm shooting again from that distance. And here's the other one. Here's where I think I really did bad. I was shooting this target and for some reason, and I'm gonna blame it on myself, a shooter error. Uh, what you see here is my two misses. I missed the target totally, and this target was not moved. It was stayed at the 10 yards. So it must have been a grip thing with me or something, and that's what happened. That's what happened with that target. I was completely off. Uh, Now I'm gonna show you the Kimber one. The Kimber target, 10 yards. 10 yards, pretty similar results as the Emperor Scorpion. And my targeting is here. I usually shoot a lot tighter with 1911s. I usually shoot a lot tighter. I don't know. It must be an off day, and it was probably a little bit my fault with the grip. And here I was shooting. You know that's a grip problem if I'm shooting toward the left. And of course, I threw this one. Luckily, it didn't go off the target like I did on the Sig Sauer Emperor Scorpion on the carry version. Now, I started having a few problems. All right, let me explain this top target where the headshot is. I was bringing in my targets, my shots real tight, and all of a sudden I had a problem, and I'm going to show you what the problem was with the that was on the Kimber. Now, I have been shooting this with no issues or whatsoever before. I shot and I lost the fiber optic. The fiber optic shot out of here. And after I was done shooting, a friend of mine who works at that range, he put in a brand new fiber optic because I found the fiber optic the first time and then I put it back in, just trying to seal it back in. And I shot again, and miraculously, I found it again. So I decided not to play around. I didn't want to lose it. So I ended up shooting again, but I was using the little hole or was trying to use the little hole that's in the where the front sight post is. So I was looking in between my rear sights and using the hole. Because of that, I was shooting my shots this far down, and then you see right there, I threw one over here. Now, my friend, he basically got rid of the old sight because he said it wasn't going to stay in there. So what he did was he decided to put in a brand new fiber optic. So that was really nice of him to do that. It was really cool of him to do that. I did some test shots before I left the range, and everything was fine. It was tight like I wanted to be on there. Now going back to the SIG. Now with the SIG, my groups all stayed in here. I did throw this one off and threw this one off, but I felt a little more confident, I would say, with the SIG shooting versus this one. But I think I was a little more confident. It looked like I had a better sight picture. Wherever I pointed, that's where the rounds went. And because I was doing like three or four in a row, these are all errors because that was my fault. I get a little cocky sometimes thinking, all right, I'm gonna blow this X out, and next thing you know, I lose all my concentration and throw everything off. And I was shooting these at a faster pace. A faster pace than what you saw on my warm-up targets. So one of the big questions remain on this is which one I would pick as a carry firearm. It's a very hard choice because this one will mute the recoil because of that bull barrel and the full-length guide rod. This one I have no problems with. I don't. If to me it shoots identical to the Aegis Elite, and it does have the ease of the takedown with the traditional bushing over here. I think that this one shoots a little bit more accurate. I'm going to have to take these out again. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some filming with this, so you will be able to see some shooting footage. But for some reason, these shots were dead on, and I felt a little more confident, and that's why these shots are a little more tighter. I just had to concentrate on, once I start shooting, not to mess up. Here, I think everything was fine until there was the issue with the fiber optic falling out. So I think I would have stayed in there until the fiber optic fell out. Well, folks, there you have it. These are the Glam guns, and they're very good firearms. I really like them both. Like I said, the question is which one I would take to carry. I think I would lean more to the SIG. For some reason, I think I would lean a little more towards the SIG and shooting abilities, and of course the reliability. This has very good reliability. Had no issues as well. Let me know in the comments of what you would think, which one of the two that you would carry, if you would carry a 1911. But that's all I have, folks. Like I said, I will be doing some more 45 reviews in the future, or comparisons in the future, and you will be seeing that shortly. I'll be doing this for roughly about 2 weeks. So happy shooting, stay safe, #2A.